Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are continuing our journey into the hellscape. And today we're looking at the Nightmare Corridor. We're going to check out the guide that came over on WeChat. So overall, guys, super effective with the Nightmare Corridor. And of course, this is the demonic puppet. I'm going to run through the leaderboard team and then we're going to go ahead and look through the guide. You can see Crescio is dominating this game mode, guys. It's kind of crazy to think that Crescio, which is a mauler, didn't use very much, has found his place absolutely within a couple different team comps, doing incredibly well. 1, 2, absolutely look to Merc. Now, looking at the Awakened version of Thane, again, if you do not have him, Oberyn will work in the place of him. Right here, we have the Awakened version of Belinda. Now, we have Athalia, and then we have Scarlet as the damage dealers here, still running with Rem. And then, of course, it is Liberta with Zolrath within, or not Zolrath, excuse me, right here, I'm drawing a blank on the name. Olgath. I'm starting to get some of them confused. But overall, guys, doing an incredible amount of damage with Liberta. I have a couple more attempts in here, so I'm going to run through my attempts really fast, see if we can do a little bit better. So formations, I'm just going to grab a formation because I merked all the heroes that I can using my best pets. We also did get, as you can see, guys, I'm merking Trishea in here, but we also did get our seal up to level 18. So I'm hoping that's going to make a little bit of a difference. I spend diamonds in here. I probably do about 20 attempts every single time in here. I'm hoping to score a little bit higher. You can see we went to 10% right there. This is a game mode that you absolutely want to put a little bit of an investment in. I don't recommend doing, hundreds and hundreds of diamonds, but overall with this game mode, the more attempts that you put in here, the less RNG that you're going to find within this game mode. You also want to make sure, guys, that you get all of the rewards, that you are claiming everything in here. Out of the dream store, you want to make sure that you're picking up the heroes. I just built out Frampton, so Frampton is done in his entirety, but we're also getting our time emblems and our Stargazer scrolls out of here. Now, when I look at the next hero, guys, I'm probably going to build the twins just because Zafriel we're not using, Leofric we're not using, unfortunately, at that point. Now, we're still staying around the 10%. Again, I know I have the best in slot heroes in here. Crescio, I know I don't have built out quite to where he needs to be. So we could actually build him up a little bit further. And if you look through some of your attempts, guys, we missed a boss kill on that one, which is kind of interesting to see. But overall, you can see, guys, we're seeing a lot more damage out of Sophia because, again, my Crescio is not quite built as high as we do need him. And this was the RNG with the Awakened version of Athalia. And this one, I'm assuming that this is not working properly, just looking at the setup here, that we're probably seeing the wrong hero that is moving instead of being, I think it is going to be the Awakened version of Athalia that is going to be moving when Orthos ults. So this is another one, guys, that we'll probably have to take a look at. But there's Orthos ults, and Scarlet is still moving. So that makes me think Athalia is not moving. Now, this is where you have to pay very, very special close attention to, because if we look in the leaderboard and you look at some of these formations, exactly what is happening in here, because if we play this formation, I'm assuming the Awakened version of Athalia is supposed to be moving, which is not exactly what we're seeing in my formation just based on the build. Let's see exactly if that is what's going on here. There's Orthos ults. And it looks like it is Athalia that is still moving, guys. So again, we're going to have to fix that formation. You can see we scored a little bit better. Where did we get to? The top 10%, but we did score a little bit better. So again, I'm going to have to build up that Awakened version of Athalia a little bit higher to get it to work into that formation. But let's hop over, guys, and we're going to go ahead and check out the guide. All right, guys, so here it is. So the first part of this, you can actually see who you want to merc. So focusing on Liberto right there, followed by the Awakened version of Thane, Belinda, and then, of course, we do have Matria and Sophia in there as the ones you want to build. Looking at the first formation, this is the one that I was actually utilizing. You have Athiel in here, the Awakened version of Sophia. We have Crescio, of course, who is the damage-dealing absolute monster. 303 minimum on Crescio. Tamris is in here as a buffer. Mortis in here as a buffer. Now, if you don't have Athiel, you have Brutus, and then you have Orthos in here. But if you are using Orthos for other formations in here, you're not going to be able to. And then looking, Orthos is in here, of course, Matria. Matria has to be the strongest in the formation, just like this one, where we have to make sure that we have the heroes built that are the primary damage dealers. Now, this is actually the old school formation we used to use, Brutus, Antandra, and then we do also have Kren in there. We have a buffer as Tamaris, a buffer with Mortis. That is, again, one that we used to use, which is super free-to-play friendly. Looking at our second formation, you can see if you don't have Thane, Awakened version of Athalia will work. But even looking in here, if you don't have Leica, Rowan or Screg will work same in their entirety. This, of course, takes it straight to the enemy side. That is where everyone stays. Saurus is in here. Leica, we have Silas for the buff, Joan for the buff, and then, of course, the Awakened version of Thane for the SP effect that he brings with the Moth, and the Moth will, of course, go on Thane. Now, again, you can see Crescio is in this formation with Morio to put everyone together. Again, this is a variation depending what you're running in one. And a lot of these heroes we're starting to see utilized in the same formations. Now, of course, formation number 3, we have the Awakened version of Belinda, which of course is followed by Rosaline. We have Ivan in here as a buffer for Belinda. We have Rain in here as the damage amplification. Demia in here, of course, as a buffer. If you don't have Demia, Lorzin will work in here. Now, you'll see, guys, there are a lot of substitutes. And keep in mind, when you look at Ivan, you see Lorzin, you see Palmer, Honesta, you see Rain, you see, Halos. There are a lot of different heroes, guys, that kind of fill the similar slot than what we see with Ivan. This goes both for the Cursed Realm and for the Nightmare Corridor. You can see kind of a couple different changes in there. Now, Rain, you can swap in here for Rosaline if you do not have Rain built within these formations, but there are a considerable amount of substitutes. Now, looking at this one, it is Scarlet and the Awakened version of Athalia. Again, we noticed right off the bat with the whale comps that Orthos, that Athalia has to be the strongest one, not Scarlet. Now, Scarlet I do have built up quite a bit, and then we have Lucilla in here. But a lot of these run Demia, so a little bit of a swap, and also running Rain within this formation. Astrilda is a buffer down here as well, is Tamako building in right here, again, as a very, very solid buffer. This team is going to be Scarlet, and the same with the last one. Both of those are going to be reliant on the damage that Scarlet's doing, not using the cheese of Orthos. I know there are a lot of players that don't build Orthos. Then, of course, we have Blade Ridge right here on the end. Now, looking at this one, guys, it is Rem and Trichia with a level 18 seal. If you don't have the 18, go with the 12 Wing Lion in here. You can see we do have the basic version of the Awakened version of Aziz in here. Then we have Crowd Control, and then we have the twins. And going down the line, guys, if you don't have Trichia, go with Vithiel. If you don't have that, go with Baden, go with Orin. Then, of course, the second one drops out Rem. For those players that do not have Rem, that do not have Trichia, you can see this is a support. But the SP effect that we have with the Awakened version of Aziz is really pivotal in here. But this team does run Baden, and then, of course, with the Winged Lion. Now, looking down at this very last one, again, we have Olgath right in here with the Awakened version of Solus. Again, a hero that I feel like is going to be dropped out of formations pretty quick. We have Zolrath in here. We have Matria in here. And then we do have Liberta. Liberta, of course, doing an incredible amount of damage. Now, if you don't have Olgath in here, you can actually drop in a couple other ones like the original version of Aziz, as you see right back here in the bottom. And then the Spider is used in here, guys. So, of course, with the Beast Resonance and building these out, the Spider does make a big difference in these formations, which is one of the main reasons, guys, why it is really important to build up the Beast Resonance. I really underestimated how effective it is within the Beast Resonance, but we've started to build them and started to build some of these beasts up to 18, and we've been performing a lot better with the beast actually being built. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.